started around my city. You should come right with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me, sip water like a fish, sip box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no, the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been, could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around someone? 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
Yeah, his baby said that they don't got a future like that. It burns, so give him something worse to kill his head with. Make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorries won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent is busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, right? What doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe what they say. Might be that another day she would have wished to stay, but they're done. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun?
Hey, Kimmy, baby, I had a book over here in this drawer. You seen it?
You mean a little black book? Oh, honey, I cleaned out those drawers in that whole room and made a big donation to Goodwill. But don't worry, we can get you another one.
Oh, hell no. You're never going to believe what happened to me today at the Goodwill. I found a book of seed phrases, honey. I can get those hair transplants now. Oh.
Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
Good evening and welcome to Nightly Charts, the nightly crypto charts with a Road Dog, and I am your host, Lane. Welcome to the show, and hopefully my mic is on and everyone can hear what I'm saying. Otherwise, you're just sitting there staring at a screen with green bubbles wondering, what the hell's going on here? What is this thing? Is somebody supposed to be on here? So I have to do a quick mic check. And hopefully the delay will play perfectly. All right, we've got sound. We're ready to go. Well, Green Day. Not talking about the group, talking about the bubbles. It's nice to see that. Need to see some action. Got some action now, Adam. Got to come up out of Solana. Those are just a few of the things that I have going on. And give me just one moment. We'll head over to the Bitcoin chart. Here I am on the 1 minute because I am in some tight little trades at the moment. Watching Bitcoin do the flip, dip, flop, flop. Going up, coming down, going up. Don't know what's going on. It's just doing something. Seems to be going up. Is that good? Are we bullish? No, I'm not bullish. Short term. Not long term, though. 1 minute says this is a groovy time to get in. Should we? Should we jump on it? Because it's getting ready to go up. You going to watch it go up on 1 minute? Let's watch it go up on 1 minute. That's something to do. It's exciting. Let's watch it go up. 1 minute says it's about to pop, baby. You think it's going to pop? Money flows in there. I think it's going to pop. Very interesting curve we got to the downside there. See how that plays out. Personally, I go to the 10 second to see if it's going to pump or not. 10 second says, it's going to try. Looks a little iffy right up here. She says it's going down. 10 second don't lie. See how that works. I go to the 1 minute. Oh, looks like we might be doing something. This is a little suspect. What's that going on there? 10 second will give me the answer. Watch it. Watch it. That's crazy. Oh no, Strega. No tears, my man. So I'm just getting situated here and we'll get a ride into the market. It is a roller coaster ride with Bitcoin and the market right now, and that's to be expected. Of course, you're on the 10 second chart, just waiting for it to flip to the downside. Come on, baby. See how that's working out? Price getting rejected by the 50 moving average. Now that 9 didn't cross it. It's bending over. It can still do a Hail Mary though. Don't think it can't. There's a red cloud there. We're watching this little area right down here. Flips a little green dot. That story changes. Also watching this MACD right here. It's trying to go bearish, but it's not done it yet. That means there's a Hail Mary play here. Because basically on the 10 second chart, these heavier moving averages are moving up. It's the lighter ones that are moving down. This one's got some weight to it. We got to watch that. It's trying to come down. That would be the one that tanks us right there. And so I like these smaller time frames because they get you into the meat of the whole move. It's got a Hail Mary play. It's trying to play it. It can make a come up and claim. They can claim that 50 moving average really easy right now, or it can get rejected. And stochastics are down at the bottom, hinting that it's going to try for a Hail Mary, believe it or not. Are you going to try? Will it do it? Well, that's kind of iffy because MACD's saying, But I like the 10-second chart. Stochastic says, yeah, we're going to think about trying this right now. Oh, and I don't think it's going to work. Look at that. May still try. The green dot will tell me if it's going to try or not. And that's how cool this indicator is right here. So we've technically crossed, the green has crossed the blue moving average, or more like the 50 moving average has dive bombed the other ones. The green has not crossed the 21 on the 10-second chart. Needs to do that. Stochastics are headed to the up. Watch her go. Here's the tell-all. If the stochastics go all the way up here and nothing happens, they drop down, price drops with it. All your lessons right here on the small time frames, man. If you really want to fine-tune your skills, here it is. There's a little green dot. That's a weak stochastic. It's headed up, but would have liked to seen that before. This is going to cause a problem here, right here on this 10-second chart. And this situation apply on the daily chart, the weekly chart, the 5-minute chart, the 1-hour chart, 4-hour, whatever chart you're on. It all works the same. She's wanting to try. She's really wanting to try, but this green, red, green, that's showing weakness right there. It's probably not going to happen. Ichimoku cloud's turning down, suggesting this little thing's going to power. Oh, well, I was wrong. Looky there. 10-second chart is also one of the hardest ones to read. One of the trickiest ones because it moves quick or sideways and does nothing. So I don't anticipate it going above this 200 moving average just because this one's coming down. Even though a little bit of green there. That's interesting. Let's see if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I can be wrong a lot. Little sucker's hard to read lately. Let's go back to the 1 minute bigger time frame. Bigger time frames suggest, man. It's got a fight with this cloud on the 1 minute, but it's got a chance. So the 1 minute tells me we're doing good. Moving averages are lined up. It's just got to get this 9 back in the order. We just had a correction. Let's take a fib here. This kind of top wick was a little alarming. Usually that's a good sign for some strong downward action. We're getting a bounce off of the 618. So that's going to give me some insight up. And we'll see if we can convert here with the 10-second. Because basically we got to reclaim this 200 moving average on the 10-second chart. This is what I spend my time doing, man. If I'm really trying to finesse a trade, I'm in here. I'm looking at the money flow coming up. That's positive. That could give us a bump up. That goes with this little green thing over here on the Ichimoku cloud. Those are some good signs. Things are starting to look a little bit better. We're lined up here on the bottoms in order. Got to get above. It's starting to shape up now. It's looking very suspect over here, but it's making a Hail Mary. Bounce off the 618. We should be going up, babies. All likes it. I don't think it's going to be a real strong move, though. I had to get something. How's it going, Road Dog? It's going good, Striga. How's it going with you, my man? My person? My Striga. Well, I'm still over here on another screen trying to find something I'm just trying to show, but I'm not having any luck with it. Maybe if I click on it, we can do better. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Okay. So I'm here over on Beardescioli. And I have got a couple of Solana trades. I'm still in some wild Bitcoin trades on the copy trade thing. And I've got to watch those carefully. That's why I'm monitoring these 10-second charts and everything. However, I've decided amongst all this day trading Bitcoin, man, like this is just too much work and it's taking too much of my time to do all this. I am going back to a strategy that's more comfortable for me and works well and gives me good results, slowing it down to the swing trade. So no more day trading. Well, maybe a little bit here and there. On Bear Desk, By the way, a cool exchange, links in the description below because I'm making some gains over there. What else have we? And also, we'll just go here. Oh, crap it. I can never find crap here. Ain't this just crap? You should be all set up before you start streaming, Road Dog. You should. Well, I've got an agenda. It's just Mercury in retrograde is what I'm saying. Okay. So my strategy here is swing trading now, mostly focusing on altcoins. And right now I'm in Solana and Atom, and you know they're doing okay. Nothing huge. Nothing huge. I've got, I think about 3166 over here on this account. I've still got a little available over there. Strategy is pretty simple. Just playing the bigger time frames and playing the moves. And there we go. And over here on BearDesk, I mean, they have futures and spot. That's the main thing. They do have copy trading, and part of the deal I have with them, I have to be part of the copy trading thing. So this is what I do, because man, this channel's got to make some money sometime, okay? Because you know, flipping these bills for this channel is getting old. So I'm doing what I can do. So we've got a lot of good traders over here. A lot of people have some good, really good rates over there. Your boy finally got his picture up there, and there we go. I think if we click this, it will show more of the details. There are some followers over there, and this is how they've been doing some of their wins. Of course, following anyone on the copy trade, in my personal opinion, that's kind of risky. I think you should do your own trading. That's just my personal thought. But if you like copy trading, they do have it at BearDesk. And there's lots of people to choose from. Not just me. And I've only been on there for, I don't know, 2-3 days? 3 days. All right, so Bitcoin taking off Aave. I got you, Aave, today before you went up. Yeah, baby. So we've got Bitcoin doing some crazy stuff, which means that altcoins are doing some crazy stuff. We're seeing some good stuff out of altcoins right now. Will it hold up? I'm not... Excuse me. I'm not banging on it in the long run. Short term, I am bullish on most things. Up until Bitcoin gets around 27.5, and then I'm looking, saying, what's happening now? Something's about to change. So that's what I got my eyes out on. Crypto Total 3 for the altcoins. Trying to make a breakout here. Looks like we're having some luck here. Kind of the little move we just saw on Bitcoin. It's kind of doing that same little setup here. We saw how it turned out on Bitcoin. It's got to fight to get above that 21 and actually break a trend line there. Definitely trying. So let's see. Since we've got this is a 4-hour chart here. Nice. Oh, well. What measured move? Should take us in this vicinity here. A nice shortcut measured move is the 618. Did you know to take Bukowski's official measured move for a falling wedge pattern? You would measure from this top all the way down to that bottom. That would be your technical distance of a measured move. Now, having that for a falling wedge. That pattern reaches its breakout target right around 61% of the time. So, shortcut for that measured move, top, bottom, 618. Save y'all the time. I'm drawing the little lines, putting it up, and then recalculating 618. Just sharing that little bit of knowledge with you folks. So, do you foresee nice little boost possible? These are going to be some areas to contend with. It may not make it up that high because there's some other things afoot. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for this. It would be great. I would love to see it. No complaints here. Strigger says, I'm not selling anything. I don't want to sell to low, but I will sell off some stuff when they get up just a little bit. And let's talk about why. I'm watching this very closely, but at some point I expect Total 3 to get rejected. Because overall, when we start looking at we could probably see more on the weekly. Let's go to the weekly. It'd probably give us more insight. Like this, 200, like that angle, like that power, bringing us up. Don't like this. Don't like the 100, bringing us down. Don't like this on the weekly, where the 50 crossed the 200. That is a sell sign. Came back up, retested 200. We're coming down, according to the weekly. That's what's going on. Getting rejected by the 50. Moving averages are in a downslope on the weekly. MacDialicious, Mickey D. The McDonald indicator indicates that we are also. I mean, it did this before and then it perked back up. It's technically sideways. It's kind of like a really weekly chart says this is a horrible time for altcoins. You can get into sideways jim jam. So whipsaw action is what that usually means. It's just on the weekly time frame, so I guess it's bigger whipsaw action that we'll be seeing in these guys. So I'm anticipating a boost up, but then possibly more down for altcoins, and it's not pretty. And a lot of that, I think it's going to have to play with Bitcoin dominance getting ready to go to the freaking moon, because she's going to blast off. It's going to happen. She's going to shoot up about 60. Good Lord, can't she go higher? We were anticipating maybe 60, 65. Being tops. We haven't even got to the bull market yet, so now I'm really starting to wonder about that. Are we going to see some freaking crazy? But I mean, even in 2022 though, or 2021, our max was 72, and in 19 it was there. It was 17. What happened? We used to be way back up here, but then we came with altcoins, with Ethereum, and then all the Ethereum tokens. So dominance money started moving out of Bitcoin and going into altcoins. Look, we can trade and make more Bitcoin. So that's what happened. And so altcoins were born, and that's where all the dominance fell. And so far, this has been our toppity top at 73. And we got a little ways to get there. But it's a painful ride for altcoins most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. It's usually not good. So Bitcoin dominance got rejected by the 200 moving average, took a little hit and said, you know what? I think I can take you. I don't think you're as tough as you think you are. So we're going to make another run up toward that, and we'll have to see what happens. But if it does go to the top of this pattern, if we get a bounce at the bottom, next target's the top of this pattern. Straight up takes us up to 60%. If we don't go straight up and go sideways, this guy goes up high. Don't think it can't happen. It can happen. So that's what we're just keeping our eye out for. Ichimoku cloud's getting in nice and thick, saying it may not play out that way, but they can also thin and it's far away. There's a distance here. when you're close to that cloud and almost touching that cloud, you know, oh, we're about to go down. When you got distance between price action and that cloud, you're like, we got some playroom to go here. All right, so that's what we got. So we're trying to figure out altcoins because some of them are popping off, right? So I was in an Atom trade. Let's go take a look at Atom, see what's going on. Because when it's, gosh, when it's under $8, it's hard for me to turn a blind eye to Atom. I know I've got it charted here somewhere. Let's go with this MXC chart. Take a look at this. This is actually futures right here. So weekly, it looks rough, right? Atom's at the bottom area, 643. I mean, yeah, it can still go down. But it's trying to bounce right here. So this is the weekly. Coming to the daily. We got above the 9 and above the 21. So to me, looks like a great time to take a little Atom trade. Wherefore can you go Atom? Looking about 884, about that area. It may make it up here. It could go 954. It could do that. Will it? I don't know. And I'm talking, I know I'm sounding a little bearish on the market overall. Maybe I should kind of stick with that and go over to that real quick. On this chart, clean it up a little bit so we can actually see price action here. So this is the one that I kind of check the macro scale on, right? And I've got some new information on here that I stole from another YouTuber called Waters Above Crypto. He gets into he does technical analysis. He knows how to do TA. He does that, but he also knows some other stuff that he drags into this equation, and it gets wild. Gematria, there's a little astrology mixed in. It's just, I mean, it's a different take that will make you think and put together points. The things that he presents, you're putting together things on the world stage that, you know, a lot of us don't just sit around thinking about and connecting the dots, and the way that he connects them is very interesting. But anyway, just shout out to Waters Above Crypto. It's a different flavor for a different type of appetite, I guess, but very interesting to me. But he has tracked the lunar and solar eclipses. He actually went back further than what I marked. But, so I thought, wow, that's a really interesting analysis. I want to share that with people. I think that's very interesting to know. So as he explains it, we have lunar cycles and we have solar cycles. And so when we're in a bear market, the lunar cycle is controlled. And as we start getting toward our bear market, the solar cycle. So, and I think it was, this April was when it flipped from lunar to solar, if I'm remembering correctly, of this year, I believe. And so how he was explaining that before, when the lunar cycle is in control, well, the lunar eclipses have all the weight to affect prices, and typically, it brought it down, like the Terra Luna collapse happened on lunar eclipse. There's a partial solar eclipse, which gave us a little boost during that cycle, and the lunar eclipse drew us down, right? Now we're flip-flopping, we're going to a solar cycle, and so he's saying solar eclipses should start having more of a negative effect, but the lunar eclipses could have another effect, if I'm reading right. Of course, looks like both of these went down. Very interesting. He also went into Mercury in retrograde, which was this period here, denoting how we traded sideways, then afterwards, and then down. So he is also seeing down in the market for different reasons, but he's also got the solar eclipses coming up on these crazy dates, Friday the 13th October. Friday, October the 13th solar eclipse. That could be a bad day, could be a bad week. And then another lunar eclipse coming in October 23rd, which that should kind of help us out. So by his theory, if I'm understanding him correctly, during this period, we could get a really big drop. Now, he is adamant, the way that his lunar and solar cycles work out, he is adamant that it doesn't drop below the bottom that was reached in the lunar cycle. in the solar cycle. It does not happen. May come close, but it's not going to no new bottoms according to his system. I like that. I think that's very interesting. I like to learn new ways to look at things, and he just brought up some interesting things that I want to watch, because that corresponds with a couple of other things that I've come up with the fib cycles, right? So I've got Saturday, October 21. That's a fib cycle date that has nailed big moves. It falls within his little window here. So another reason to keep your eye out for things. And then also for this month, which is coming up very soon on the 20th, there was also some time cycle that I'll find. I've still got it on this chart. I've turned it off and I don't know how to turn it back on. There's a way to do that, and I've not figured it out yet. I don't want to. Is this it? This might be it. That's not. Okay, I think I found it. Maybe I can find it. Divergences, blah, 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 blah. This is... No. Okay, maybe data window. No. Ah, crap. All right. One of these days, I will find that, or I'll just redraw it again. But just some interesting things. But September 20th coming up next week, 20th to 27th. I'm watching those days carefully for something. And there's also an announcement on the 20th. I think it's some Fed announcement. I can't remember what it is. But that's coming out. That might be the catalyst that does it. I think it's the interest. I don't know, dude. It bores me to keep up with that stuff, to be honest with you. But I mean, just keep in mind, there's some bearish signs here on the daily too, with these crosses of the moving averages, and it's showing bullish. We're acting bullish, we want to go up and doing some crazy stuff, right? We're still technically, are we still out this? We're still in our breakout zone on Bitcoin on the larger time frame. Let's take a look at that on a different chart. Let's go to this one that I've been using here. So we've got a breakout. Now we do have rising price, but we have falling volume, and that means that there's not substance behind this. So it's not going to hold. It may go up, and I do see us coming up. Interestingly enough, Waters Above Crypto and I both had that same target right up here, about 27,500. He got his a different way than I do. But we're getting more and more confluence, not with me, but some other influencers. So that's very interesting. And then we also got what I mentioned earlier. We got this bullish divergence. That should mean a substantial move to the upside. But we got conflicting indicators here that, I mean, how's that going to work? Is that going to negate it? So it's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out as all these heavier time frames. Lucy's moving average right here. Y'all know Lucy. She's a newcomer to the show. She's very telling, but she likes to sit on top of that red moving average right there. She's a little devil, she is. And she's wanting to bring price down. The 100's kind of going along with her. The 200's even starting to listen. They're all starting to bend over a little bit. So there's weakening overall from this big ass drops that we've been having over the past year. Or past 2 years, right? So interesting to see. So I'm bullish short term, definitely, but I am looking to set up some shorts up here because I think that we're going to get a nice ride down to at least 24,000, maybe a little lower. I don't know. We'll just have to see. We've got several months ahead of us, and even though October is normally a bearish month, what if September is just a bullish month? What if September is such a bearish toward the end of it that no wonder October is bullish. They floored us. I don't know. I do not know what Bitcoin is going to do. I only read the probabilities and try to make the best guesses that I can and play them and try to make the most money that I can playing from it. Striga says, I've been glancing at the charts. We all need to glance at the charts. I've been living in them the past 2 days and I'm getting tired of it. almost touches, not quite, huh? What would happen if I do my trend line from there to there? Well, lucky there, that gives us a more accurate resistance area. This one's for this little guy. This is really your overall move there. If we were to take it to the candle bodies, from the wick to the bodies, that might be just a little bit more accurate. But that would be the extremes of it. We'll leave that up there. All right. Let us jump into some altcoins that are freaking moving. Aave has been doing nice. Did I buy it or did I just, oh crap, I just moved it. I meant to buy some today before it popped. And I was moving it out. That's when crap. Well, that sucks. All right, so if you guys don't know, you guys probably heard me mention Jason Casper here before on the show, right? Well, Jason had a very misfortunate event, and I think it's something we probably need to talk about because I've talked about this before. I've made videos on it, and people didn't really take me serious about it. Some people did. Some people were smart enough to see that. But Jason uses a wallet that I use too, Exodus wallet. Jason lost $700,000 from a hack. Most likely Lazarus Group. This is not the first time the Exodus wallet has been drained. That prompted me to move everything that I could off of Exodus wallet, except for the ones I can't find a wallet for. Yeah, you will face that problem too on some coins. Finding a wallet for certain ones can be a headache. So some things I move back to an exchange, and there's some things I'm keeping there. But there's no big huge sum of money on there because here's the deal. We have AI now, and I don't think everybody's really understanding how that's going to complicate the whole electronics industry, computers and everything. ChatGPT, not the newest one, but the one that's free out there right now, has an IQ of 155. Einstein had an IQ, I think, of 160 or 165. Very smart, very intelligent, just for that version of AI. There are all kinds of other AIs out there learning different data sets, being trained to do different things. And if you think that they are not smart enough to figure out how to break software on an Android or iPhone, well, good luck, because it's coming. And if you think that groups like Lazarus Group, who've been stealing all this money from their own work, is not going to go into that area to get a little bit more proficient and make their job easier, well, welcome to the new world. You're going to be sorely disappointed and probably broke if you're going to keep your money on some hot wallets. Hot wallets are out. That is why I preach Tangem. Does not have a seed phrase. Well, I take that back. Their new one, the new version 2.0 is coming out, and I should be getting one soon. Thank you, Tangem. Thank you, cool guys over there. It does give you the option to have a seed phrase. So if you're a stickler about it and you want to risk having a seed phrase, and I understand the appeal for it, but the seed phrase, if you've seen how many dumb ways that they have been exposed and how easy it is, and I guarantee you most of you have one just written down and stuck on a piece of paper just laying inside a drawer, because I know I do. Yeah, that's why I'm getting away from them. I know how sloppy I am at keeping this stuff around. So that little book of seed phrases I used in my video when I make fun of, seed phrases, yeah, that's my book. And if I were home invaded, I'd be worried about that. So, I mean, these are just things that we don't think about. But with my Tangem wallet, I'm not concerned. With my ledger, they find that seed phrase, they got it. So anyway, let's get back to the charts. AI took my wife. Lordy Ave, I saw the setup and I meant, well, I don't think I bought it. I didn't buy it. I was moving it, and that's what I thought. I thought my interaction was buying it. Stupid me, I got sidetracked because I'm still feeling the effects of Mercury in retrograde, and I'm very distracted during this time. Well, that was a 151. It can go there, but not from the play. It was doing something, I don't know. Where were we at? What was I? Oh, but catching the breakout of the, yeah. My conservative play was to catch the breakout. We're kind of looking for a possibility of it to come up here. That's the safe play if it breaks out. I think I drew my line there, so I think I'm trying to remember what I had going on. Maybe we were looking at something. Maybe it could have bounced. I don't know. But the safe entry would have been, and it still is, to buy out here at 71 whenever we break out of the triangle. But seeing a breakout of this, that was an excellent entry for the, well, those of us been doing it in a while. When you first get into technical analysis and trading, breakout strategy, get the breakout and the retest of the breakout, because that's the safest. Find that breakout, you know you're in an uptrend, it's just confirmed. You enter here, you're not losing. Anywhere else below that line, you got a chance of losing, going sideways. You know what we go through, what I go through all the time, because I'm not really much of a breakout. I try to buy the bottom of the trend line or thereabouts. And that's just what I do. And it works well when it works. It doesn't always work though. Sometimes you've seen it. Bottom goes lower. Crap. And that's why there's the safety in the breakout trading. Although the market makers, they like to mess around with breakout traders. They're the favorite ones to pick on. So Aave looks like it's trying to do something. I don't think it will get its breakout just yet. It may surprise us all though. But I do like this one to get at these yummy, especially under $50. Anything under $60, even 60 is okay, but anything under 60 is a steal for Aave, because Aave has a great use case on Ethereum. I remember back here looking at it back there, right where it is now, way back in the day. And what happened? Kind of did like Decred did. It just started taking off and going to crazy levels, $500, $650 from where it was down to $40 and right around the same price it is now. What's it going to do next time, especially when it's got more use case for Ethereum, as Ethereum has more adoption now and more institutions are looking at that saying, I'm able to use this platform, borrow the money. For all of this, go short that, drop the tank the market over there and make out like a bandit, and then come back and pay back our Aave loan. I mean, that's what a lot of VCs and market makers and stuff have been doing. Flokitoshi, FSM, please. I think I try to keep a DEX tool windows open. That's regular Floki. FSM. And let's see, it was the 40C3 contract. So Floki Safe Moon against Wrap BNB. I don't know what that is. Disclaimer, this aggregator is just a tool designed to make your trading easier. Be aware that DEX Tools does not endorse or verify any tokens listed here. Floki. So in my formal analysis, when I was looking at it, I actually made a buy over here in this juicy buy zone, because at the time that was a juicy buy zone. Just why I did it. I took a risk on it without waiting for a breakout. And like we were just talking about, sometimes that doesn't go to your favor. So right now, we're at another one of those levels right here. And we charted this one a while back. It's been holding nicely, rounded shape, got a little flag there. So a scallop with a handle, not to be confused with the cup and handle. Although I must say it's got a good chance of playing out very well. So we're set up for some good movement here. So it's looking nice, getting a little bit of a retest here. I already had a trade set up and I was saying, yeah, we buy it about this area. So it seems to be playing in like that. Now I've got a crazy target up here because, well, you know, we can come up to it. This is Lucy's moving average on this one. And eventually we're targeting that. It's kind of like a big brother to the 200 I'm finding. So you know how we always kind of gravitate toward the 200? Well, the 200 gravitates toward this one. Crazy as it seems. So initially I'm looking to come up and retest that 200. Now it will probably get rejected there first try. And oh, look, it's showing me percentages now. Yay, I like that. So just getting up there is a 57% return on Floki Safe Moon. So seeing this, that to me, and this is the 4-hour chart, there's a good entry here. Now for the 15-minute chart is just now testing its 200 moving average. Looks like things are lining up there nicely on the moving averages. And when that blue one, the 50 crosses the 100, which should do it the next hour, that could be the bump up that will push us above this 200 moving hour, that 200 moving average on the 15-minute. And we should get back up to the top of the pattern here, about 24.17. We're currently at 19. That in itself, and it doesn't tell me. Am I using the wrong one? I got this one. This worked. Let's see if we can get a percent. Let's see if we can get an accurate percentage here. So that move would just be that'd be a 26%. So you put BNB into this coin, and then you get 26% more BNB in a matter of a few hours. Not bad. Now getting it up to our other targets on Floki Safe Moon. Let's go back to the 1-hour chart here. 1 hour is, we already said, is already above the 200 moving average, right? 1 hour looks beautiful. This one is poised to go. So we're looking at this area right here. Get resistance. That's a 44% move. You buy one BNB, $200, whatever BNB, 250, whatever it is, worth of Floki Safe Moon, and if you cash out here, well, you got almost 1.5 BNB. So this is why meme coins are appealing. This level will give you a whole nother BNB. Now targeting the 4 hour, remember that line I was talking about? This target right up here? It's not going to hit it just really quick. It'll take it, maybe next week where it actually gets there. Who knows? You put one BNB here in Floki Safe Moon. Time to call it Floki Safe Moon. And if it reaches this target, you would have a total of 3 BNB out of that. Isn't that crazy? Unless you want to hold Floki Safe Moon for a long term and see if it can make it back up to the higher levels. That's all up to you, baby. You're a grown-ass man. You can figure out what you want to do. However, if it does come back just to its recent local high, crap, I keep moving things. Where's my backup button? Put that back there. Lock you down. 1 BNB's worth would give you 6 BNB. That's turning $200 into $1,200 right there, or 250 into about 1,500. It's not bad. So I will say this though, I am noticing this here on the 4 hour. We flipped bearish, but now okay, MACD's starting to turn around there. That's nice to know. So this is going to take it just a little while to start turning around to even hopefully get up to these points here. But once it gets going, it can get there fairly quickly. So it's sold off, and then we just had a slow accumulation. That's just normal market, how normal market works. everybody loves it when it's pumping and everybody's scared of it when it's not. And they're like, I don't want to touch it. No, I don't want to touch it. And I'm like, it's there? Yeah, I'll touch it. So I'm not in profit yet, but tonight, seeing what we've got here, I'm going to go put a little bit more BNB into that, bring this cost down. So where I bought in over here, that will bring the average cost down right here where I'm almost in profit, getting profit sooner. And there we have it. Floki Safe Moon. All right, so we looked at Aave, we looked at Floki Safe Moon. And I'll be happy to look at anything you guys want to throw out. But since there's nothing being thrown out at the moment, I've got this list over here. Now, I asked Token Metrics AI, which reviews all of Token Metrics data, which is good. It's a good platform. Ian Bellina took $20,000 to $5 million back, not this past bull run, the one before that. He made it big using this little system that is now Token Metrics, where he evaluates. It's a lot of fundamental analysis and stuff, so we got all the fundamentally stuff taken care of easily for us over here on Token Metrics. But we do have to do our due diligence because, you know, it also liked Augur Rep, which, as I found out, I'm 98% sure it is a dead project. Still up and running. Totally decentralized. Awesome concept. Nobody's using it though. So Hi-Fi Fund, I asked it, what are the best tokens to trade, especially like for perpetual futures? So which ones cycle around the most, give us the volatility that we need for good trading, highs and lows that we can cycle things through and build those money bags? And these are the ones that it gave us. The only bad part is that, you know, it's hard to track a perpetual future for some of these. And I've yet to find one yet that actually had this. MEXC doesn't have these. So, well, I take it back. Caspa is on futures and MEXC. I probably should check some of the other ones. So Hi-Fi, and I think that one might be a MEXC. We'll have to check that out. Hi-Fi came in number 1. And that's one that's been on my list to talk about lately. I don't always make it through my list though. And then it starts pumping and I'm like, oh man, I could trying to talk about it. I forget. Look at that pump. Hi-Fi. Yeah, I would say that was a definite excellent trading coin. We looked at this crap over here. She took off like a banshee out of Hades. One thing that's interesting to note here on the daily, we ain't got this cross. Both of those are coming up. Expect a retest. That's just an interesting thing to see when you got two moving averages just riding along beside each other. Because without that official cross, well, we're missing that extra pump up. So do expect a big ass retest for this one, and maybe after this one settles down, we can look and see about playing this little guy. Currently, right now, I would not touch this thing with a 12-foot bow. So, Dow Theory says we get a retracement down to halfway. Is it going to bounce and keep going? We can look for that. This little thing down here is telling me that that's probably unlikely to happen. We're probably going to get a retracement, and honestly, you're probably not going to like it. Because it may be a deep one. So there is a nice shorting opportunity is what I'm trying to say. If you place some little short orders up through here, you might be onto something. If they get hit anywhere from here to there, maybe a good area to place some short orders. Because this thing will probably come back to an 886 retracement. It'll probably take it a while to get there, but when we get these movements, it's usually down and sideways. But we do need to watch if we start seeing on the smaller time frames that this area is starting to catch and go up. Well, there may be another big move coming. So these two areas we got to watch closely for more upside. Once we start coming down to these areas, well, we'll start looking for some more downside. There may be some bounces here and go up, but it may just start, going sideways and coming down and reaccumulating, which is kind of what I'm actually expecting. So really too early to make a call as where we may end up. But we do know that price always comes back to retest the 9 and the 21. So those some more clues right there that the larger time frames give us that the shorter time frames do not. So I'm looking for that to be a juicy buy zone. So that's what the daily says. What say ye the 1 hour? The 1 hour is still ripping. Look at these beautiful moving averages just fanned out like an oriental fan. That's what you want to see, baby. That's what you want to see. She is still on fire. 4 hours, just wicked. But we got this top wick, and that's a sign that is maybe the end of the move, baby. Still, I've got to say, it's still too early to tell. I'm looking for some bearish divergence here, and there is some, because this is pretty much a straight line across as we go up. Stronger divergence would be if this was just all going down. Not doing that. Ichimoku Cloud says she's got another bump in her. Let's see if we can count some waves. Maybe that'll help us. Look at that. Why'd you count there? And see, this is, I'm looking at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes 5. But we went higher. So LA wave, it's just 1, 2. It does it crazy. 3, 4. That would be technically 2. So if we do start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that our 5th wave? There. Ready for an ABC correction? That's okay. That's what LA wave is saying here. And just, oh, see how I did that? Started way back here at 1. That was a 2. Or this was the 1. This was the little short move was the 2. Yeah. What? LA wave. It is not my prime strategy, but it's nice to consult just for a second opinion to see what it suggests. And it suggests, hey, we're actually starting an ABC correction. This should be the top of it. Let's see if that works out. Indicators are kind of saying on the 15-minute, it is kind of toppy and tired. Non-moving averages says, Ichimoku says, I got some more stuff in me, so take that, Elliott Wave. I don't think you're done yet. I think it's a wave miscount. And I may be totally wrong. Maybe it'll dump like a rock right now. Don't see the evidence of that on the smaller time frames though, other than bearish divergence, which when you're in a parabolic move, that divergence does not play out immediately. It takes it a while. I still think, let me see what my lines are. Right here. If I can find this on MXC, and it is on MXC, good. Actually, I want to do that. I want to set that up. I want to take that risk. I'm just going to set a sell limit order here at the 2.7. That's how confident I am in my 2.7s. Now, will it go up there? Unless this was it, unless this was the move, and this is the 2.7 move with the possible strong up, almost touching 1.4, the 4.14, and that could be it. Looking at the smaller time frame, that's kind of how I got to. That's the question that I don't have an answer for at this moment. And my other thing is, where does my fib start? Let's move this guy over here. So if I, jeez, just draw a new fib. Just draw a new fib. Now I wasn't taking a measurement from back there. I'm just taking a measurement here. That's a beautiful fib. So, taking a fib from there would have given me those two targets to look at, but you want to make sure we're at the top. That's why I'm starting to lean a little bit on LA Wave. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I would probably have read that as being a possible. However, I'm not convinced that we got a top just yet. Jeez. I think this thing just moved up again, didn't it? Okay, we do have a little top there. Okay, I can work with that then. I can't just do it on straight up going. We did wick up here and then came back and corrected. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to count that. So I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to go. What did I have that for? 282? Oh, that was where I was going to. I did that from something else. I want to put an order in right now. Since you're on MEXC, do it on perps. I'll just do a little short entry there. Taking a chance. It may blast right through there. This is the chance I'm taking, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. Man, did that position already play out? Oh, there we go. So let me just quickly do this. Looking for hi-fi on MEXC. Doing this on my phone, and I don't see it. Watch it be not available for those of us in the US. That would suck. Hi-fi. Oh, there it is. Don't know why I didn't see it. Okay, so yeah, she looks bullish as all get out to me right now. So if it blasts through, it shouldn't blast through there. If we've correctly identified a top, or I'm taking the chance. I'm trying to short at 276. Let's put a little on that and see what it goes with. And I want to try. I need to tone down this leverage though, so I don't get too spanked. I'm going to try 10, which is actually high for altcoins. And shaboom. Wait a minute. All right, I got my order in right there. See if this plays out. See if we get a short to come down to these juicy areas. If that happens. Oh, jeez. What kind of trade would that look like? You should have done this before, stupid. Well, we already kind of did our little thing. I knew it was going to be a good one. But yeah, I should have done this before. Oh, a stop loss. Well, I'm going with lower leverage. God, that's a huge stop loss, man. I don't like that at all. And I don't really know. My safest bet would be behind the 414. That gives me a 6.9 risk reward ratio, which is good if it gets down here. What if we just, whoopsie baby. Let's move my target just to the 618 would be a 59% return at 10x leverage. That should be a 5x, 6x just from this move using leverage. So I'm interested. Could be a 7x right there using 10x leverage if this plays out. Or I can use 11% of what I put into it. I guess I should set that stop loss so I don't get totally wrecked. Try to be responsible, degen here. How is that account going down? All right, so I think that's a nice little setup. I think I'll post that one over to my group. Bye-bye. Oh, I didn't hit the post button on that one earlier. That sucks. Did it? Oh no, I'm okay. I did. Yeah, we're there. Okay, cool. All right, so Wi-Fi perp. We are what, 1 hour time frame? Alrighty, let us continue. Let's check out with the chat. I bet Lucky Safe was going to do that. It looked interesting. I'm not. Straker, you sound a little shy of meme coins now. That's probably a good thing, honestly. Okay, so we did hi-fi. Big Get token is one. I don't think that's going to be as easy to find. Caspa's another one. Caspa's just been on a tear, though. We've looked at Caspa, and I don't think Caspa's coming down anytime soon. I think Caspa's still on a tear. So I've seen it going to 7 cents. 5.7, 6.6. It could go higher. Look what we did with Caspa. The only thing that's going to stop this is what we call a partial decline, and that could be coming in right here. We also have this trend line here that's going to be a pain at 5.4, 5.5 cents on up to 5.6. So those are the immediate targets I have for Caspa. The bullish scenario would be if it breaks the upside of this rising wedge, parabolic activity, it could end up going to the top of this one at 7.2 cents or blasting out of this. And if it does that, oh gosh, that's a double breakout of a bearish pattern, man. If that were to happen on Caspa, well, then we got this bigger megaphone pattern that we would go to the top of. And that's almost 9. That's somewhere around 9 cents. Make sure I got my trend line. Yep. So Caspa's on fire. Trading one and doing the cycle thing, not the play on this one. This one's like the play. This is like the hold and I would have to see it come back down to about 3.7 cents before I'd want to get in on it, or break above this trend line. But those are risky plays. That's when market makers love to slam it down on you. So all the indicators would have to be all lined up for me to take a breakout trade of something like that. But if we see that happen, that's bullish as all get out on Caspa. So I was watching one tuber today talk about he did real well with Caspa. He got in at some cheaper prices, wrote it up, sold. Where was it? He sold on this run. I think somehow he missed getting back into it, and so now, and this is what can happen when you're trying to play this with your altcoins. That, you know, you sell at a top and you plan to get in lower, and I don't know. I don't know what time frame we're looking at. Yeah, he was expecting it to come, and I was too. I was expecting this to be a juicy area for it to come back down to, right? Because I was looking at this channel. Well, it decided to do this instead, so I didn't get to get in either. So, but he, dude had sold, and then up here, I think he sold kind of low. It's about 40. He sold here, hoping to get it back, you know, at a special fib retracement, which didn't happen, and then he ended up buying back higher than what he sold for. So in those situations, you're like kicking yourself, I should have just held. And that's the game you got to play back and forth when you're dealing with these altcoins. So if something's really on a tear, that's not good to sell and try to buy back cheaper. It's only when they're ranging, and it's easy to miss that. It's just get used to that in crypto, especially the closer that we get to the halving and beyond the halving. Man, they're going to take off, and you're not going to catch them. So trying to wait for juicy prices at the point of the market that we're starting to edge into, it's going to happen less and less. But we still have a couple of bearish months ahead of us. She may come down here. We'll have to see. I'll just tell you on the weekly, it looks strong though. The weekly's wanting to take off. Caspa. I wish I had a bigger bag, but I ain't buying at these high prices. Call me crazy, but that weekly looks tempting. So the trading group that I used to be in, and sometimes they'll say, you know, you buy low, sell high, but they got this thing, and you see it a lot, but they preach against it, and I do too, buying the tops. They say buy high and sell higher. So they're essentially chasing green candles, basically what everybody says not to do. And sometimes you can, if it's something on the real big tear. Oh, geez. Guys, do you see what's going on here? Do you see on the 8 hour, we just got the golden cross there on Caspa? Folks, there's some bearish divergence right here between these two, though. That's interesting. There may be a pullback. If there is a pullback, if we lose the 9, it would be a good time to get in. I will say that. But just buying here because we're at the top, that is extremely risky because it can easily flip on us. But that's interesting right there. There's some bearish divergence here, but we're still in the candle, so we've got to wait till that close to confirm it. This is getting ready to cross. It looks beautiful, man. It does. But there is divergence showing up there. Why don't we look on the smaller time frame? I want to see if this... Are you getting ready to bump down on us, or are you getting ready to take off? Got a little bowl shape here. That's interesting. It's like a sign of accumulation, but sometimes you see that drop. Do we have a play here? We might have a play here. Now she's bullish. She is definitely bullish, but looking for an entry here. Is there one? Is it going to be worth it, or is this going to come to the downside? So I'm feeling the FOMO right now. Feeling tempted, thinking the bigger time frames look really good on this. And I mean, honestly, I want to get in because I think it's honestly going to go back up, but it's extremely risky to do this right now. So what I want to do here is your safe play. If you work with an exchange that gives you trigger orders, and MEXC does do that, and some of the other exchanges I work with do. How I want to play this, the safe thing, is like a breakout. So instead of making an actual buy, I'm going to go to this high over here. And this will be the deciding factor. If we make a higher high than that, chances are we're still going up. So instead of FOMOing in, I'm going to set a trigger order to buy this at 5 cents if we get above that, because that will lend credence to my theory that we are going up and the higher time frames are going to be correct on that. So I'm going to come over here to futures on MEXC, and I'm doing this on my phone. And I'm going to enter that trigger order in while I'm here thinking about it, because I'll forget. So KASPA on futures, and so I go and I pick trigger, and I'm going to do market, because if you don't, you may not get in. And I'm looking at 0.05558. If you go above that, and let me choose the percent that I want to put in here. .558, right? 50558. Alrighty, so if it bumps up, it'll catch it and take me along with it. KASPA, she does look hot. I just think it's a better option than actually just jumping in, because that leads credence to my theory. If I jump in now, I have no guarantees that we're going to go above that point. But if I put a trigger order in above it, or even above this one, that would really be your safest one, because if we break above this one, yeah, it's definitely higher ground. So just interesting take there, but there is a little bit of divergence forming right up here on this twin peak that just makes me wonder if she's going to make it or not. Still looks bullish to me. Trigger says, love and bet want to go up, but people selling now are silly. I think this thing can easily go to 10 cents. That thing can easily go to 30 cents. Trigger says, just put 80 in. Treat yourself to some proper degen. Actually, I got to move some cash over. Let me take a minute to do that. My trade didn't actually, my entry didn't actually go in there. Because I got to be, oh, something sold. I got a little extra when my spot order sold. That's cool. Wonder which one it was. I'm not putting a lot over here because I will go crazy with it. And now we've got it. Fives. I'm going to put two. I'm going to put one little trigger order here, and then I'm going to put one above the other one. Why am I getting a different number there? 50627. And I want to put 10% of the money I just put over there. It wasn't a huge amount. I'm going to put 20%. It's just for this trade, this one. On market. Okay, we got it. So it is in for there, and then this other juicy guy over here that we saw in the bigger time frame. Well, that one is kind of key. That one's a really good one. 51886. So we break above that one. I will put in a good chunk there. And my trades are set in case she decides to go up. Otherwise, she may be coming down. I dare not to short it, but I could use a trigger for that. If we break this trend line, your safest short would be at 46,647. And hell, why not? Let's play both sides of the fence here without actually making a buy. Let's let the market figure out which way we're going to go. So KASPA, if you come below, let's make this trigger amount here. I like exchanges that give you some extra options like that. They all don't do that. 4664.5. I can go a little bit lower, and then I will take a nice little short. And so now, doing it this way, putting a trigger above here and above the other one, if it comes up, I'm in the trade. If the trade does not work out, if this is the highest it's going to go and it's going to short, well, price comes down below this point, that means upward action is over. I got a short coming. And I will play it that way. One of those trades is going to work out. A little bit anyway. And that way I don't have to guess what it's going to do, because when I guess, a lot of times I'd be wrong. And that's the tricky thing about buying the tops, because that's what this is doing. This is me buying a top. That's the only safe way that I can justify buying a top, is to let the market just figure out, is this really a top or we got another top? It'll tell me. Is this as high as we're going? We're getting ready to go down? Well, I catch it on the down. And it's awesome to do that. But you do have to watch very closely. Because when you're buying this close to the top or this close to a bottom, you don't know exactly what they're going to do. Well, this has a good possibility of coming up here. It's made a nice little bowl shape right up even with this area here. It could just cup and handle down, actually make a true cup and handle. So we don't know what it's going to do. Even my short may just come down here and then take off to the moon. So, but it does keep me from just jumping in and saying, I'm buying it now, or I'm shorting it now, and then having to sit on the edge when it starts going the other way. Wings melted being this close. Oh, wings melted being close to the top. For a second I thought you were talking about the Project Wing. Or you may be. I haven't looked at Wing in a while. It was looking kind of promising. You probably weren't even talking about this at all. I've been in this one before. Yeah. She's trying to get above the 200. She might do it. I don't know. Some of these alts are looking kind of bullishy. And I am trying to take advantage of it as much as I can. Some of them are still kind of hit though, aren't they? KNC, we looked at this. We had a setup on KNC. Boom. Looks like she did not. If I had a target here, why did I have it? Was it a breakout target? I don't like when I come to a setup and it doesn't look familiar to me. Come on. So we were looking at this. And got this support line. It dropped. I cannot remember this trade setup. I think I have a trade setup on this. But now it hit my buy-in target. So this one should be looking to the upside here. Had a nice little spike. But let's just recheck things real quick. Make sure we're still good. We've actually got to adjust this just a little bit. You get new information. You got to adjust your plan. Swing high to this new bottom. That's the arm we're working with right here. That's the move we're working with. Fibonacci works with this particular move right here. If it goes south, it comes south here. If it goes positive, we go up here to 0.00067 on Wing or KNC. So she's starting to look nice and look a little bit bullish. There's a breakout of a falling channel. right there. Technically, that was your breakout. Then it came up, retested the breakout area just a little bit below. And it does that. Measure move says we're going to about right here, right just above the 618. Measure move is coming in at 0.005025. And buying here at this 236 level, give you a 36% return to that measure move, to the 618 at 27% return, and buying it, I mean, missing the breakout or waiting through the breakout. I'm sure it was scary when I did this, but it did inverted head and shoulders, popped up to the upside. Getting above this level here, be a nice little move there. Hey, and Kyber Network, how's she looking on the daily? Daily's got their green light to go. We should check that first, but it looked good on the 4 hour. Daily is now getting above the 200. This 50 moving average is kind of rolling down, so it's not quite influenced enough to flip up. If it gets above the 200, then it's on for it. It's trying to make a recovery here, so looking nice. Take a little bit more of a push up to get that 50 to cross over that 200 for a bullish cross, the golden cross. But yeah, this 366 would make a good target. It's coming in at that 0.5. Short term, I'm looking for that, but it may do a crazy spike again. You don't know about this thing. Big, thick Ichimoku cloud just to suck us up into it. So some altcoins are looking kind of interesting, but it's had a nice 8% move today. So we had Hi-Fi right here. Unibot. We got a breakout, no volume on it, so take that for what it's worth. We are above the 9 moving average, so we've got that going for us. Things are starting to look a little bit bullish. MACD has crossed on the daily, so upside. Just a lackluster breakout, so gosh. We could still come down to 60 some of the dollars. It could just ride this trend line on down. It could. No volume there. See the smaller time frames. What did they look like? Looks like a leg rider to me so far. This is a good sign. Being under the 9's not so great. Continuing with that 100 moving average there on the 1 hour. Giving us some resistance. Shorter term time frame is rejected, looks like. Catching support on the 50. It may hold. If it doesn't, we're breaking back into this pattern with are you flagging, or is that going to technically be a head and shoulders? That could technically be a head and shoulders, bringing us back down to 75. She's looking bullish, but she's looking kind of iffy, if that makes any sense. I need to see it catch a break off this trend line and go up and reclaim these moving averages on these smaller time frames. Smarter ones are looking a little bit bearish. Even the 15 is looking not so happy right now. It can still come back, but it's got to work it. Little bit of risk right here. Own good old Unibot. But she was sitting down around $64, $65. I said, hey man, you guys ever heard of Unibot? This is a great place to buy it. Because there's a limited supply and a big demand, a bigger demand for it. So 42% come up on Unibot for those of you who bought this with me here. At these juicy areas. I just DC'd 8 into it. When I seen it coming down, I just said orders didn't get hit. I think they're still there. And I wasn't trying to get a huge bag of this, but enough to make it worth my while because it was at 190. That's a 2x from here, and I'm sure it can do that again. I like Unibot. All right, it's shipping. Noisy chart. Noisy. Oh, it's on the 1 minute chart. No wonder. Shipping's been getting a lot of attention lately. Oh, look, we had a short setup and it played out. I need to do what everybody else does when they do that. Woohoo! Looky there. It's time to close your shorts, ladies and gentlemen. But you may still keep going down. You may still have some more money, but if you short it up here, coming down to this level, following the trade setup that I posted to the Telegram group. How's you doing? Catching that line there. Currently, you're up 46%. I would target the 200. May come to the 100. Pretty sure we got a very, very, very good chance of hitting that 200. That would be a 56%. Just putting this, all you had to do is put a limit order here, just short, at the 2.7. Boom. Back to the 6.1. Back to the 618 or back to the 200 moving average. Easy peasy setup. And I'm trying to remember, did I take this or not? I don't take every trade setup that I do. A lot of them are requested. So, you know, not one that I'm particularly looking into. I would definitely post a setup. And sometimes I have intentions on doing these things and I don't do it. That's why I did my trades tonight on the wire. You guys listen to me do it on the phone or on my phone there because I'll forget. I'll write it down and I'll totally freaking forget. So we're breaking trend line, definitely coming down. Definitely can take profit at 0.003769 or, you know, keep an eye on it. Maybe we'll hit that 100. Just depends. First place it's going to try to bounce is that 200 though. Currently, the moving average that well, we have to do this different. That was our up Fibonacci. Now we have a down Fibonacci. So here's the deal. This is how we got our targets going up. Now we got to go from here down to our current swing low. That will give us targets coming to the downside. So let's move the short box out of the way and let's go over this trade setup. So this target is a good one for if this is things go bad. This is a good one. Now, I doubt that many people would hold that position open. Because I had those two targets. Now, did they get hit? That was my 414. It did not get hit. I'm starting to use a 386, and that looks like that's what it actually hit. I've been noticing that 386 is hit a little bit more often than that 414 when it does happen to go up above the 27. So, if we were to come all the way down to this 27 at 0.0015, that is 83%. Just spot trading. Will I do it? I mean, this guy get bearish for that to happen. Roughly, Your first target would truly be right here at 0.004586 at this 236 fib level. We could get a bounce there and it could start moving to the upside. However, it's a symmetrical triangle and I don't trust those little bastards. And I don't care if the 21 is trying to cross over that 366 in a bullish way. Will that do it? It might catch here. It could. So it's a good place to take a little bit of profit, but I'm really looking for this at 200 right there. Now this particular, did you move down? You did, right? Cool. That's a 3.3 risk to reward ratio right there. It's not bad. Of course, the stop loss is out crazy. I would put my stop loss right here above that 414. And that gives you a better risk reward ratio. This is what you want to do before you put money in, figure this stuff out. So you know where you put your stop loss and how much you're risking to lose. But nice to see one get hit, man. Yeah. Well, I've got to celebrate this. Because I don't have the fancy pictures of me pointing to it and saying, gains! Currently sitting at 46% gains. Come on. This was the real move though, right here, when spiking up and then came back down right there to the bottom of her closed short box. That was the actual trade. That was the move, and it played out beautifully. Okay, I'll do the gain things later. Getting kind of bored. Sergey, I think it's just you and me, baby. And I think I'm going to take a look at one more before I head off. This is one I got into. And see how she's doing. Because I'm kind of in this blind. I got a sell zone up there. Okay, that Fibonacci is no longer in play. This little guy is. I'm actually playing this against Ethereum. So now, we got a breakout, no volume though. I want to see a volume spike there. It's coming down to 4 hours. See what we got. Got some volume there. Haven't got above the 200. Got rejected off of that. So we're going to bounce off of some of these moving averages and try to reclaim that. So we go from the 200 to the 100. Luckily, they're both there together, giving us now resistance. Now we got to come back down to the 50 and see if that holds. If that holds, we can get a bounce from there about 35 cents. If that doesn't hold, we're going to play with the 21 down here at 34. If that doesn't hold, well, there's no place else to go. And it's not going to get too far away from that 9 moving average, so we're pretty safe. As far as downside, in my personal opinion, unless something drastically changes. Do have the 9 crossing the 50. That's bullish. That should give us a little help for some more upside after it does a little bit of a retracement on some of these smaller time frames. Say like the 15. See what it's doing here is coming down. So let's draw a Fibonacci from a bottom here to that swing high. 618 coming down to this 50 moving average at 36.95. Looks juicy. So that's another area that we can look at to possibly add more to our bag if we so choose. I'm not even in this car, nerd dog. Well, okay. Well, someday you will see this pattern play out, and if you listen, then you can know what you need to look for. And the 786 kind of corresponds with those other moving averages that we had there. So given that, I want to give a little bit more weight to Fibonacci as those moving averages do move. And Fibonacci is fairly stable. But yet somehow they match up just perfectly at the right times. So currently, there is a chance the sucker will still move and still go and catch on that 21 moving average and continue its parabolic move. There is that chance. I'm hoping for that because I'm already in this little guy. Still in a parabolic structure. That's the trend line. That's the line in the sand. And when it gets below that 21 moving average and it crosses below this white line, we're coming down to these lower prices. Until then, it's fair game to take another leg up to some crazy price because we're in a parabolic step up right now. And it looks like we are trying to find our wave 3. Or sorry, our wave 4, confirm our wave 4 and then move to a wave 5. It's suggesting the 618 here at 42 cents. I've also got that as my 382 fib retracement. Right there. From that move. So when I zoom out here on the 2 hour, it's giving me a different LOA, or maybe it's the same one. It's saying where wave 3 is, saying a wave 4 would be here at the 618 retracement. We talked about that retracement, and then another move to the upside from that, which should give us up here to about 48 cents to the 618. If that scenario plays off, that's a 30% increase there. So interesting. All right, it is now 12:10, and I'm just going to go ahead and call it a night. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with me, Strega. And I'm going to attempt to do another noonish stream tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get to bed at a decent time and wake up at a decent time to have something to talk about and go over on the charts. Oh, cool. Because I worry that I bore people to tears talking about stuff. Chill Friday. Good, I like that. It takes a special kind of person to sit here and watch somebody go over charts. If you told me that I would be a chart junkie or that I would fall in love with charts, anytime before 4 years ago, I would have called you all kinds of names. But, man, I just got a passion for this stuff now. I think most people do when you get into it. When you find a way to make money and you don't have to go work your ass off for somebody else. I mean, think about this for a second. When you think about starting a business, you got to go out, raise your capital. Gosh, you may have to, all the expenses and overhead that go with that business, to have a product, to keep a product, to sell a product, people to sell the product for you, all this stuff. So much to start a business. When you got trading, you've got your product. You can buy it at a discount and sell it at a premium. Best business ever. It's a skill set that will never leave you. And if you ever lose everything, you've got a way now that you can make it back. And it's just amazing. Shoot, this should have been my career choice. I didn't know. They made it sound like you had to learn all this calculus and stuff to understand the financial markets. Legacy markets wants to take something simple and make it look so complex that nobody wants to mess with it. And even when they come out with new products, so to speak, they make it so convoluted. And it really doesn't have to be. They do that to keep you out of the game. Crypto's only a cornerstone. But once you hit big on a few bags, diversify. Straight up, my man. Words of wisdom right there. All right, so whether you're watching this live or tuning in later, hopefully we're giving you a little alpha to look at and something to think about, and hopefully you learned something. That's why I talk so much. Just try to get these deals out there for free so you don't have to go pay somebody to teach you, to make you go learn on your own, because that's what they will do. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Good night, Strega. Thanks for showing up, baby. Have a good night. God bless you.